Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This will be a review on the 1/6 scale SW Toys Joaquin Phoenix Joker figure that was recently released. It's a third-party figure, so not officially licensed. There are a few of these out there now. This is the last one of the red suit version of the Joker to be released. We'll see what happens as far as future announcements from other companies. But for now, this is the final one to come out. So I have the Toys Era version, but I have modified my Toys Era heads. But we'll still take a look at a comparison between those and this. And I do have my completely stock head sculpt and the suit and all the other bits and pieces for the M Toys release as well, so we'll get a look at that. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, drop a like on the video, it helps me out a bunch. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and follow me on Instagram at DKnight333. I hope you enjoy this review, guys. Let's get started. Now I'm going to get this out of the way because I don't want to look at these hands for much longer. He is very reasonably priced. I paid £108 shipped for this guy. 108 for a 1/6 scale figure, especially a Joaquin Phoenix Joker. He's the cheapest of the bunch, and he's the last one to be released from, you know, all the incoming red suit third-party Jokers that we were on the lookout for, which one was the best and such. I have most of them here. I have modified some of them a little bit, so it's not going to look exactly how you'd get it. This is totally stock. This is exactly how you will receive him, but I do want to change these hands. Even though he was only £108 shipped, which is incredible, the hands are terrible, very shiny, very soft, and they have to go. I've got bags of hands over here, which I will now go through and try and find some good ones that suit him, and then we'll come back and see how much of an effect it has to the look of the overall piece once we get some decent, real-looking hands on here, because these ones just look like mannequin hands. Very strange, but a hell of a contrast to the very, very impressive head sculpt. Let me change out these hands and we'll just get rid of these. But yeah, that's something you need to bear in mind, folks. If you do pick this guy up, be prepared to, you know, get on the hunt for some decent 1/6 scale hands. You might want to do that at the same time when you order this guy, so that you don't have to look at these for too long. But everything else I'm more than happy with. So I've swapped out the hands, and now he has the Hot Toys DX11 Joker hands on the body. The only two that I have left spare. All the other ones have been used for other versions of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. But yeah, the DX11 Joker hands here looking good. Really do improve the overall appearance of the piece, taking it to a much higher visual standard and creating a more lifelike appearance instead of your eyes going to those horrible, shiny, soft, mannequin-like hands. They just do not look real on any level. But again, for £108 shipped, I ain't gonna complain too much. Get yourself some decent hands and improve an already impressive piece. Alright, now let's take a look at the head sculpt. I will take the head off the actual body and just hold it in my fingers and move it around for you, but let's just take a look at it like this. Let me hit that brightness for you. It's a little bit bright. There you go. Not too bad. I think the likeness is strong on this one. I think it's really good. It's actually my favorite out of the bunch. Out of all the ones we've had now released, I do really like the Toys Era heads once they're repainted and the hair's lengthened a little bit. But you shouldn't have to really do that, and I think out of all the ones that are currently available, if you just want a really good looking Joker straight out of the box and you don't want to mess with it, and I remember saying that recently about the M Toys version when I released, when I reviewed that, but now I'm saying this one, to be honest with you folks. I think this is the one to get, especially for the price as well. It's so affordable right now on eBay. Like I said, £108 shipped for, you know, from Hong Kong to the UK, and it got here in a week. I am very happy. No custom charges, nothing like that. It didn't get held up, but a great piece, man. For the price, very happy. No complaints other than those shoddy hands, but this is very, very good. And the likeness, when you put the head right back like this, I had him just lying on the desk earlier when I was getting set up to film this, and I remember just looking over and seeing it from this angle and thinking, damn, you know, that's a very strong likeness, I think, to Joaquin as the Joker, you know. And looking all the way down, and about as much as he can anyway. It's quite far down, not too bad. But the hair looks good as well, nice and detailed, pretty well painted. Not as well painted as the M Toys head, which is actually right beside me here in a bag. Hello, I'm M Toys Joker head sculpt. Let me take that out of the package. We'll just go ahead and see them side by side here. Keep all the head sculpts in bags, folks, just to keep them nice and safe, unless someone knows better and is screaming at the TV right now. No, that's not how you do it. Right. So much more green hair on the M toys, and definitely I think the likeness is not as strong on the M toys head here. I do really like this likeness, especially from slightly askew like this. Perfect. Well, probably not as good as what Hot Toys would bust out if they were going to do it, but very strong for a third-party release. But the M Toys head here, very impressive as far as the kind of the texture of the skin, the kind of the way the makeup is on the skin, very realistically done. The eyes are very real looking. The makeup's done really well. Great hair length and great detail on the different, shades of green painted onto the hair. But I just think this one is the stronger likeness. And imagine if someone, I mean, I don't think this needs a repaint, to be honest with you, but imagine like those hardcore major artists out there who do the custom commission work and stuff. I'm sure they could take this up a couple of more notches. But I don't think I'll be doing anything to this myself. I just don't think it really needs it. And it's nice to get a Joker figure that doesn't need any work done to it. I did actually repaint the makeup a little bit on this one, I remember now. I wasn't too satisfied with the makeup. It was a bit faded, a bit weak looking, so I made it a bit stronger. But that is the M Toys head. This has been stitched too far to his left. If this was just pulled over a bit and then stitched in place, it would follow through in a straight line. But it's not. It's kind of zigzagging, do a little snake turn here. And mine's not the only one like that, so a bit of a pain in the butt. You do get some spare buttons, so that's handy if you do manage to lose any of those. Yes, accurate flap, which is good. Some buttons here, and a nice texture on this. It's better than the material that they used for the Toys era. Well, these are the Toys era pants, and it's just very kind of silky feeling, and like any rough skin will catch in this, and you'll kind of hear it kind of like snagging, which I don't like. But these were really kind of half accurate, half not accurate, because none of the other 1/6 scale Joker figures, as far as the red outfit versions, have got this right. The kind of suit that he was wearing, the film was set in the very early 80s, but the suit was very much from the end of the 70s, and you can see the way the groin area here, that's where his zip would end, about there, but then it continues on down to about there before it separates into the legs. That is accurate. That is how that should be. Unfortunately, from the side view, they don't change. This should basically kind of be like this and then thin out as it gets closer to the knee, and then slowly start to come out again. Not so much like a flare, but with a slight flare effect. But the main thing that they got right on these was this kind of length in the groin section. You can see when he's dancing on the stairs that it was a kind of, I don't know how to describe it, a longer groin is what I'm going to call it. Whereas all the other versions by the different third-party companies, they're just like literally straight up, like just regular trouser kind of fit, which, you know, is not accurate. If you want to get really technical, it's not accurate, and I can live with it, but just that's the situation. Now, as far as the color difference between the Toys era suit and the SW Toys, there's not much in it. If you really wanted to use, say, the top from one and the bottoms from another, you could do that and get away with it. I think there's really not that much of a stark difference between the tones of red here, so you know, it's worth noting in case you're thinking about Frankensteining together the ultimate Joker, which I've tried to do myself. You want to see it? I'll show it to you. Let's go do this. So yeah, if you know the channel, you've already seen it. This is a Toys era head sculpt. I've lengthened the hair, repainted the face, stuck a cigarette in his mouth. It's the Toys era shirt, the Toys Center vest, the M Toys jacket, the M Toys pants, and the, oh god damn it, I always forget. I think it's the M Toys shoes that have been repainted. But the shoes that come with the SW Toys Joker seem to be the best so far. I still really love this, and I don't see myself taking him off the display shelf anytime soon. You know, it is definitely a Frankenstein put together kind of version. Also got a bathroom scene one for those of you that don't know the channel. There's videos on this on the channel explaining how it was done, so I ain't going to go into that now, but it was definitely quite the job. But yeah. Oh, and then of course we have the other Joker over here. Now this is the Toy Center outfit for the most part. There he is with Harley Quinn, and then another Toys era head sculpt that's been repainted by myself. Oh man, I forget now. I think we got the Kook Toys vest, the M Toys shirt, and the Toy Center jacket and pants with, oh god, who are they? Are they Toys era shoes? It gets confusing, man. There's so many versions now. Quick little bit of shine for Mike Torrey and his amazing artwork. He sent this my way. I absolutely love it. Check out the detail on that. Absolutely awesome work by Mike Torrey. There's his signature down there. What's up, Mike? Yep. Thank you, sir, for that amazing piece. But yeah, so these are the ones that I currently have on display, and I am looking forward to seeing how it all works out in the end as far as what ends up on the shelf permanently now that Mr. SW Toys is here. My gorilla shit. Alright, so head off the body, we can really get a good look now. I really love this angle. So if I display them on a high shelf, kind of looking up, this is what I'll be seeing when I'm looking up at the figure. I just think the likeness is strongest from this particular view right now. But also, like I said before, that kind of askew side-on view. Profile's pretty good too, both sides. Yeah, it's okay. It's alright, but it definitely really hits home when you see it from here, here, and maybe looking down as well. Just get a look at the details here. Really nicely done. Paint up on the hair. It's good enough for me. Yeah, I can't stress enough. £108 shipped. It's a hell of a price for something that looks this good. He's got a little hair on his eyebrow. Go ahead and get off there. Get off, damn it. There we go. Let me zoom in. Here's some of that zoom action. Now, I have heard from 2 people in the comments since the unboxing went up that 2 people have received their SW Toys Joker with some paint rub. I think they said it was on the nose. Luckily, I didn't get any of that happening with mine, but you know, I am sorry to hear that, folks. But I don't know whether that's just down to the journey of the package. Maybe it, you know, didn't have the smoothest ride. Who knows? I mean, it's just got some kind of foam covering in the package. Mine was covered in a little plastic, you know, protective kind of covering on the head sculpt. So I did notice in Justin's review, I think he only had 1 sock on his figure. So that is concerning, but hopefully for the rest of you guys out there, you won't experience anything like that. But there's no guarantees. I really don't know too much about the company that produced this. But I certainly am happy with my purchase here. And just a quick little side by side while they're both off the bodies. And you can pause that, have a little look, see what you think. Similar angles. He sure does have some nostrils on the M Toys version. They're way more subtle on the SW Toys here. I just think that likeness is pretty strong on this one, man. They did a good job. Did a damn good job. I just don't really see Joaquin here. He's a bit gaunt. He's a bit sourpussy looking. He looks a bit grumpified. Like, I mean, you know, just a little bit older, a bit just maybe a distant cousin or something. I don't know. But this is way more close to what I remember from the movie. Love the hairstyle as well. That seam ain't too bad. You can see it when you look for it, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, so here is my Toys era head sculpt. Lengthened the hair and repainted the face. There are definitely better repaints out there than mine, folks. Check out Shannon Lanigan on Instagram if you want to see some good paint action and rehairing jobs and all that stuff. But I still really like it. I put a lot of work into it, and I like them both, and I still think that underneath the crappy paint jobs, the Toys era head sculpts have a really good likeness to Joaquin Phoenix. But it's just a damn shame I had to lengthen the hair myself. I wouldn't really like to. It's like I can't sell this head sculpt now that I have this, because I'm quite happy to just have this SW Toys head sculpt now. And I would sell this, but there's no way the Super Sculpty clay that I've used to lengthen the hair is going to survive any kind of shipping. I know what it's like. It's going to break. And even if I do wrap it carefully, there's chances of it arriving completely intact of slim. I should have really used something like the proper epoxy for molding head sculpts and stuff, but I just used what I had. Guerrilla styly, I'll just grab what works and get it done. But yeah, I'm still proud of it though. I like it. It looks good. Let's just see it from a few angles. I really do think underneath, I mean, my repaint certainly improved it, but it's not a good repaint, guys. I'm not good at doing, I mean, I'm good at painting like some Myers masks. I do a lot of Michael Myers stuff. I like that, but it's pretty simple, especially if you're doing a 78. But like real kind of like clown makeup like this, it's not too bad. I did all right. I'm happy with it. But I never really liked this kind of bit that comes around here. It's just not the way it was in the film. Definitely should have, I'd love to see everything the way it is here, but with the top of the hair looking like this. I'd love to see what that would look like. But there it is. And I like the cigarette in the mouth. I think that's a nice touch. Never really seen anyone else with a 1/6 scale Phoenix Joker that looks like that. So it is cool. But I don't know. It's debatable. I'm sure it will be different opinions all over the place, but I do quite like this one. But I still really like the modified Toys era too. So we'll see. Yeah, it didn't do too bad here. Didn't do too bad at all. A couple of little flicks and stuff. A few of the little horns broke off just from reposing him and taking the head on and off and being a bit heavy-handed with my own stuff. That is way more gentle with other people's bits. That sounds a little bit weird, but yeah, there you go. That's how that looks. Oh, do you want to see? Let's just put them all together, shall we? Let's put modified Toys era in the middle, and then M Toys and SW Toys. And that's how that looks. Yep. Yeah, I definitely would take this one out of the equation. As nice as the detail is, great detail, great paint work, a good effort when it comes to the detail of the sculpt, but just the likeness is a little bit weak on that one. I think the likeness on these two is much better. This smiling sculpt really does have a strong likeness from this angle here. I really think that is 100% Joaquin Phoenix action as the Joker. So just needs a better repaint. I did my best, but someone else could make this head sculpt really come alive. Just total repaint. Wouldn't mind seeing someone like, you know, Silent Surfer or someone like that tackle one of these. That would be impressive, I'm sure. It'll do. He just hangs out over there on the shelf of Harley. Whisper into him, "Hey, you want my spot? You gotta earn it." Alright, so here's all four head sculpts together. The first thing that I'm going to point out to you is the hairline on the SW Toys Joker is the best one. That is the most accurate hairline to how it looked in the film. Again, it was a wig in the movie, or a hairpiece, to give him that hairline, and all the other Joker heads have a much more kind of prominent receding hairline look. So it is worth noting. I just think the SW Toys head here is the undisputed kind of champ of what we're seeing here, guys. I'm sorry, but even with my modifications to the Toys era head sculpts, they're still just not on the detail level of these two in the middle, and the likeness on that one is very questionable. So that brings us to Mr. SW Toys here. I just think that is the clear best of the bunch. It really is. I mean, I was just super gluing this on because it was just coming loose all the time, so I just went into another room and I was super gluing it, and when it was just drying, it was just kind of resting down like that. I just looked at it and I thought, that is Joaquin Phoenix. Just certain angles, it's undeniable. It's a really good head sculpt. So out of these four, honestly, I think that the SW Toys takes it. It's just a great likeness. no mods needed, and an accurate hairline, which is important. All those little details come together to make something movie accurate. The hairline's got to be right. That's one of the things that has to be right, and the SW Toys got it right. Now some side profiles, and I still think the SW Toys is taking it. I know that the likeness is there. The sculpt for the Toys era head sculpt is fantastic, but the paint really lets it down. Done my best to try and bring out the likeness, but still, it's just not competing with that SW Toys head in the middle there. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think? How do you think the M Toys head sculpt is coming in? Again, that's the M Toys, modified Toys era, SW Toys, M Toys. It gets confusing, folks. Yeah, SW is definitely shining out, standing out quite obviously to me. These three here, both in quality and likeness and accuracy. Alright, now what I'm going to do is take my favorite suit setup, which is the one that I've had on display for some time now, and I'm going to try each individual head on this setup here, and we're just going to see how that looks. So let's start where we began with this one, with the Toys era head. Okay, with my modified Toys era head sculpt, lengthened hair, repainted face, cigarette stuck in the mouth. Very cool look, kind of sinister, very serious, gun in hand, Oscar by his feet. It's all there. And that's how he's been displayed for quite some time in my collection. Looking forward to seeing how this looks with the SW Toys head. We'll save that for last. Let's see the other Toys era head sculpt, the smiling version. Alright, there it is, the smiling sculpt. I think it looks pretty good. Not too bad. Now moving on to the M Toys, which might look a bit odd on this particular setup. We'll see. Right, now the M Toys head sculpt wouldn't really click onto the body. I can't get it to push down all the way, but even if it was down all the way, I don't really like the way that looks at all. Again, right now I'm not seeing Joaquin Phoenix at all. I did like it when I reviewed it. I guess it was just the poses that I put it in really kind of helped, but just when he was sitting in the chair in the review for the M Toys, it really looked good. But on this setup here, not so much. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out. Let's get to the moment of truth here. Let's see how this looks. And here he is with the SW Toys sculpt. Now this won't really help too many of you out there because the body in the suit here is such a Frankenstein kind of mishmash of parts. Not too many of you are going to find yourself with this exact setup, same here as me. But I do think that is worth showing you. I think that looks really cool. I do still like the Toys era sculpt look on this particular setup with the lengthened hair and the cigarette in the mouth. I think it really worked. Just all the proportions seem right. And whenever I looked at it, I was happy. There was nothing jumping out at me that frustrated me. But this also looks really good on this setup. So definitely worth showing you. So I'm undecided at this point as to which head sculpt will go on this setup here. Could go back to the modified Toys era that was on there in the first place, or I might go with this sculpt because that really does look good. I do still really like the M Toys suit because it's got that more kind of long 70s kind of cut to it. It's just a little bit more movie accurate to me. Very neatly done. Anyway, that was how that looked. Here's all these suits together with the head sculpts as well. It's a pretty cool shot. I went ahead and stuck this picture on Instagram, so you can check that out and zoom in and all that good stuff. Here are the Toys era pants. So you can see very similar color to the SW Toys and also a very similar tone to the M Toys as well, but certainly not the Toy Center suit over here. This is way darker. Yeah, so that looks nice, all of them together. Still prefer this setup here. Very aesthetically pleasing. Nice and slim looking, in that 70s style. Now, as far as individual parts of the suit, which figure gets it best, we'll just go through everything here. So I think the best shoes are the ones from the SW Toys figure. As far as vests go, I think the clear winner when it comes to the vests is the Toy Center vest there. As far as the jackets go, I do think the more kind of long, kind of 70s style look of the M-Toys jacket here is probably my favorite still. Second would be the SW Toys, and then third would be the Toy Center, which is a lovely quality, high-end feeling suit, but it's just not accurate to how it really looked in the movie as far as just the overall kind of 70s vibe. Again, I know the film was set in the early 80s, but that suit that he was wearing definitely had kind of a late 70s kind of vibe to it. As far as the shirts go, the SW Toys shirt is very nice and it has buttons. The M-Toys shirt is also quite nice, probably my least favorite out of the bunch, and that does not have buttons, but you can use the spare buttons from this on that. And then the Toys Era shirt in the middle is actually my favorite out of the lot, although it's not perfect, but it's the closest to how I kind of want it to look. So that's how I'm feeling about those. But yeah, definitely the shoes on the SW Toys definitely take the cake on that one, but the rest is pretty debatable, just down to your personal taste. And just a quick little shot of him sitting in a chair. Always good to see how they look and if they look natural when they're doing it. Everything looks good on this one, apart from I'm noticing it is quite difficult to cover up his wrist pegs. The sleeves on the shirt just don't seem to pull down as much as I need them to be in order to cover them up. Get pretty close, but as soon as you kind of let go it, they just kind of work their way back up again. You can still see that wrist peg. Something that bugs me, and I don't like to see it, but it's just the way it is with the fit of the shirt on this one. But he does look pretty damn good sitting in the chair here. Quite natural. Proportions look good. Yeah, just a tweak with the pose there just to see how that looks. Still looks good. Articulation wise, we're pretty good with this one. We've got double bends in the elbows, so he does squeak a little bit when you're bending his knees and moving the legs around. You get that kind of cheap body squeak as you're moving things, but he balances well, as you can see, and poses pretty damn good too. I mean, it's not essential for me. I'd be quite happy to just leave him with this body, but for those of you out there that want to swap it out for a better one, you can always do that. But the body that he comes with is getting it done. Alright, and just a little running pose here. Again, no stand needed. I wouldn't trust him like this on a display shelf or anything, but he is able to do it. So got some good balance. Ankles are nice and stiff, so you're able to do stuff like this. And that's just him running to the train station, was it? Running away from the cops after the dance scene on the stairs. The vest is very nice, but it is not movie accurate because it should change at the back here to more of a kind of silky, kind of brownish, deep red, more of a brown maybe, but it shouldn't just continue with this same color all the way around, but it does here. But you're not really going to see it because he's wearing his suit, so it doesn't really matter too much, but just letting you know. Alright folks, I'm going to wrap up the review. I give this guy a solid 8 out of 10. I think that the clothing is really good. The shoes are the best of the bunch. The pants and the jacket, it's kind of between these ones and the M-Toys. Both pretty damn good. I would just give the M-Toys suit the advantage though. Not the whole suit, just the red parts basically. The vest, I still think the Toy Center vest is the best one. Although this one that comes with the SW Toys Joker is very good also. The shirt on this one is pretty good. I don't like this kind of zigzag mistake that's happening here, and it's happened with Nick's one as well. So it's not just mine, and you may find that is the case with yours as well. But such an affordable piece, £108 shipped. His hands were terrible, but it's easy enough to get new ones and just replace them. Best head sculpt of the bunch, I think. When it comes to all the third-party 1/6 scale red suit Joaquin Phoenix Joker figures, I do believe that this one has the best likeness and the best overall just appearance. Very pleasing to the eye for me personally. So if someone was to ask me which third-party Joker should I go for, I would definitely tell you to get this one. It's the cheapest and it's the best. If you found this video helpful, then drop a like on it, leave me your comments. Always good to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe and check me out on Instagram and Facebook at DeanKnight333. Lots of pictures and clips going up on there. I do the channel full time. It's not easy, but with your help I can get it done. $1 a month on Patreon should just about do it. And I'll put your name at the end of every video, just like the credits of a movie. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found it helpful. There'll be more on this guy soon. I'll do a True Light review and a pose session separately, and you can look forward to that. Alright guys, take it easy. Bye bye.